In 2010, Stephen Holcomb drove the United States to its first four-man bobsled gold medal in 62 years. It was a historic moment that almost didn't happen because at the time, Stephen was going blind.
My dream as a kid was to be an Olympic champion. Bobsledding is my life. Being the driver, vision is critical because I have to see where I'm going. In 2000, I was diagnosed with keratoconus. I was losing my vision. It was pretty emotional. It was at the point where I decided I was going to retire from the sport because I could no longer see. And then in December of 2007 is when I met Dr. Boxer Wachler.
We first had to cure his keratoconus with a procedure called C3R, which is really revolutionary because it uses a special type of vitamin drops with a special type of light. It's the first treatment that can cure this disease without invasive surgery.
Since I've had this procedure, I've won the 2009 World Championships and then to win a gold medal at the Olympic Games, which is the pinnacle of what we're trying to do.
USA with the gold!
The procedure has changed my life for the better, and it's been overwhelming. It's a change that I never thought was going to happen.
Everyone, a warm welcome to Steve Holcomb.
It's been a great ride.
As a result of all this inspiration, I decided to honor him by changing the name from C3R to Holcomb C3R. He's made the procedure world famous.
And now people know out there who suffered from the same condition that there's hope. Thanks for coming on the show. Stephen Holcomb passed away unexpectedly last year, a loss felt especially deep by his nephew, who suffers from the same progressive eye disease, keratoconus.
We noticed Raife was having issues with his vision when he was in the 4th grade.
I went to school and I just couldn't see the board at all, and they had to move me to the front.
We took Raife to the eye doctor, and they gave him a prescription for glasses, and his eyesight got worse over time. About every 6 months, we were having to go back and get a new prescription. We started to worry about Raife's eyes. Because my mother and my brother both had keratoconus, I figured there'd be a good chance that Raife might have keratoconus as well. Stephen put us in contact with Dr. Brian. The results came back. We did have keratoconus.
When I found out that I had it, I was very frightened because they said I might lose my eyesight when I'm like 20. My uncle said when I was diagnosed, he was going to be there when I got the procedure and everything would go back to normal.
It was the morning of May 6th, and the phone rang, and it was my mom. And the only words that she could say was, "Uncle Stephen is gone." Stephen's death has been incredibly difficult on the boys.
I miss my Uncle Stephen. He was just a good person.
Stephen was Raife's hero. After Stephen passed away in May, the foundation was set up as a legacy to him. It's called the Giving Vision Stephen Holcomb Legacy Foundation, and it helps cover the expenses for the cost of the Holcomb C3R. And Raife is the first recipient from the foundation. Stephen told Raife that he would be with him through this procedure, and I truly believe, and I know Raife feels in his heart, that he'll be there in spirit.
I'm here now with Raife, his mom Megan, along with eye surgeon Dr. Brian Boxer Wachler. And Megan, as Raife's mom and Stephen's your brother, obviously you were really worried about Raife's vision.
I was very worried about Raife's vision. He'd come home from school and tell me he couldn't see, and then it was new glasses every 6 months. And it's a terrifying experience to think that your son is going to lose his eyesight.
But it was a little bit of a journey for you to get the diagnosis, right?
It was very difficult to go to the eye doctor and mention keratoconus in the family. And it's not something that they generally just look for. They don't do the topography every time you have an eye appointment. So we did have to kind of pressure the doctor over and over. We'd like to have this test done. We'd like to have it done. That's when Stephen connected us with Dr. Brian, and we got those tests done. We just paid out of pocket because they kind of laughed at us at the eye doctor, thinking, "Oh, you're crazy. It's keratoconus."
And
just
Dr.
doesn't
Brian,
happen.
I know you're an advocate for this. Just 2 days ago that Raife had the procedure.
Yes, it went great. And the Holcomb C3R, the way it works to treat keratoconus, and just to talk a moment about keratoconus, is it's a degenerative disease of the cornea, which is the outer lens or windshield of the eye, and it's bulging out. And that's why, if left untreated, it can cause a lot of vision problems. Glare and halos, difficulty driving, it can rob people the ability just to lead a normal life. So the way the procedure works is we have the vitamin application that gets soaked into the cornea non-invasively. We don't have to scrape the cornea or anything invasive like that. And then we lock it in with a special type of light that activates the solution to make the collagen in the cornea strong again. And it's a 30-minute procedure and painless and just a one-day recovery. So when we saw Raife back yesterday, he was back to 100% normal routine again, which is amazing for the procedure.
Raife, how you feeling, bud?
Good.
Vision good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that you're big into sports.
Yeah.
You excited to get the seasons going and have good vision?
Yeah. I'm really excited for the contacts. I can wear contacts now, which is going to be fun.
What's your favorite sport?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? I wouldn't want to wrestle you. You know, when you talk about something like this, I'm curious. You've done the treatment now, and obviously Raife has a lot of growing left to do. What's the future look like in terms of Raife's vision?
It is so bright because we caught the keratoconus at a really early stage, which is ideal. And the success rate of Holcomb C3R cross-linking is 99.3%. And we've been doing this now for 15.5 years. So the future, like I said, it's great for him. He's going to be able to confidently, and with Megan too, and the rest of the family, know that his keratoconus is not going to end up robbing him of any vision loss in the future. And he'll never need to worry about a cornea transplant, which is like the best news.
And incidentally, this was all possible thanks to the Giving Vision Stephen Holcomb Legacy Foundation. If you want to donate to the Giving Vision, we're going to have info on our website. And in that vein, Raife, did you feel your uncle in spirit when you were going through this?
I did. It helped that I was thinking about that because I was kind of scared at first, but when I started doing it, it wasn't that bad.
And Dr. Brian, I remember when you were last on the show with Stephen, it was pretty clear that you two had developed a pretty special relationship.
It had been 10 years since I first treated him when he passed away. And over those years, our relationship really went from doctor-patient to friend-friend because of the interaction and the special bond we had. And I was out there Olympics in 2014, even in Sochi, when it was so dangerous. The State Department warned everybody, don't go, it's too dangerous. And I went because I just felt in my heart, I just had that gut feeling. I had to be there to support him. And over the years, he actually even became a very dear family friend. And that last week, before he passed away, he stayed at our home with my twin daughters and my wife and just became part of our family. And going out to the movies with the kids and just playing in the pool in the backyard. And he fell in love with our dog Roxy too. I mean, he just loved our dog Roxy. And
well, Raife, you said just a good guy. And what do you want people to remember about your brother, Megan?
That Stephen was so much bigger than bobsled. He's known for all of his world championships and his Olympic medals. But he wanted to give so much more. He wanted to help people. And this foundation, he's helping so many people and giving so many people an opportunity they otherwise wouldn't have, like Raife.
Well, his loss was felt by the entire nation. And I can tell you when I met him, his humility, and you mentioned good guy, it was just apparent that he was a very special person. And we were all blessed to have met him. And Raife, the one thing I will say is in many ways I believe that this all happened for a reason, and Stephen laid the groundwork for you to hopefully have a lifetime of great vision and hopefully many others. Thank you for sharing your story with us, buddy.